Hey guys, you okay? Right, we're going to do another video today, and I'll just turn this round. So yesterday we did the holly, trim that back, right back, and you can see it's got a nice sort of curvy-ish shape, which looks okay. That's nice. So today we're going to tackle. I'm going to get in there with the fats here and the laurel. So ideally I want them both on the kind of the same level, yeah, we want them sort of on the same level. Now laurels are great. I've genuinely in 25 years never planted one, but they seem to be in people's gardens. They make a great hedge. They're good for winter because you have all-round colour. Yeah, but like I say, I've never planted one. I'm not a fan of them. They're not terribly exciting. They don't really do a great deal other than hedge. So, but maybe that's just the purpose of it. So, yeah, they start off in, I don't know, maybe a couple of foot high, whichever way you tend to buy them. And they don't do anything for the first few years, and then all of a sudden they'll just shoot up. So I think it was last year, maybe last January or something like that, I cut it down, and you can see all the new growth has just come up there, just basically in the season. There's one at the back there, probably from last year, from a few years ago, which I didn't get. But what I'm going to do, because I've already hacked this down, I can actually climb in there and just let it all just drop to the ground, because under there is just basically nothing. It's just all sort of undergrowth. It's not really part of the garden anymore, so I'll just get in there, cut it from the lower part, and then it'll just drop down, and then it'll make a nice sort of clearing for the light to come through. Now obviously we've got the tree from next door, we've got my own tree, which, like I said yesterday, I don't really want to do anything with that because it's nice. It's a really pretty tree. But it does take a little bit of the light away, but I can live with that. So what I'll do is set the ladders up. I've got some secateurs there, I've got my garden clipper things, hedge trimmers, there's a saw just in case any of the branches need cutting off, the ladders. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep the hat on today. Like I said, being a baldy chap, you don't know how much protection it gives you having hair, so once you get in there, it can scratch your head, and yeah, the amount of times I've cracked my head on a gazebo or just walking through things, it's incredibly painful. I'm not very good with pain. Yeah, I'd be terrible as a woman, so a lot of pregnancies and stuff like that, I couldn't do things like that, so men are a bit crap and think no pain, I think. But so yeah, so we'll get started now. I'll just point one other thing through. So I said we've done the holly, and where are we? So shit at technology. There we go. We did the holly, and we've done the lollipops. Looking great. There's 3 on that side as well. These are euonymus lollipops. And we did the cordyline as well. Give that a bit of an uplift. So the reason I'm showing you this because they're just little half-hour jobs. And again, I'm not doing it for it's like my whole weekend is dominated by gardening. It's not that. It's not that at all. It's just a little half-hour here and there. Just go out, just potter, and then I'll go back in. The actual making the video takes longer, and setting it up takes longer than the actual doing the job. But that's my own personal preference. But it's just to make out that it is a nice activity. It's not like you have to. I appreciate that some people aren't into gardening, and the idea of doing a garden then is like a chore, and you look at it and you think, okay, there's all them jobs to do out there, and it's a real ball ache, and I don't want to spend my weekend doing gardening. This is just a nice way of coming out, like this night or this evening when the lights get a bit lighter. I'll just tackle that today. and then next weekend I'll tackle that, and next weekend I'll tackle that. So it's not just such a big thing, and then you get used to your garden, you get used to the plants in there, and then you can start looking at borders and thinking, there's a space there, you know, I can put some plants in there, or I can do this, or I can do that, and just to make it like look nice. And then you're planning your garden how you want it to look, you're painting a picture of how you want it to look. And again, the reason I'm doing this now is because it's winter time. It's going into spring, but it's not spring yet. Maybe into the next 3 or 4 weeks or something it starts getting more spring-like. So it's a good time to do it now, to get your garden prepped, so you're not doing this when you want to use the garden, do the nice things in the garden, like having a barbecue and having friends around, that type of thing. I'm doing it now, so it's like just, yeah, it's not raining, it's not cold, just wrap up warm, and you can get out there and you can potter a little bit in your garden and do those sort of crappy air jobs, but which will be beneficial when the season kicks in. Okay, right, I'll set the camera up, and like I say, I'll see how this do the thing. There we go. So crap at telling me. So let's set that up here. And as I said yesterday, hopefully the dogs won't knock this over. There we go. Right. There's always music on. Today we're going to listen to Tony Blackburn's Sounds of the 60s. So, okay.